be seeing, we have this high, we have a pullback. We should be seeing a higher high being made and then a pullback. We shouldn't be seeing, this kind of fussing around action here where it's kind of not really making that higher high and just pulling back here. That's why we're getting, um, a point here that's connecting. This is how we're creating these parallelograms, these shallow pullback here. That's what's creating them. So um, we really need to see some price movement, some price action that really moves up out of these parallelograms. And what I mean by that is we need to see some price action that is getting up out of these parallelograms, out of this range, out of this 130 range, and then we will basically negate that pattern and be safe. But until that happens, this is really something to watch, because any break below this trend line spells really some danger for any of these averages. And if any one of the majors breaks that, it's basically Dow theory. The whole market's at risk. The Russell 2000 is showing something that actually looks a little bit more like a bull, not a bull flag, but a bull pennant. And we don't see those too often, but basically it's a kind of a flag here, and then it's the pennant like you would see at a football game, that kind of flag that looks like, rah, 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 go team, your favorite team is written in here, that triangular flag. So we're seeing that kind of bull pennant action forming over here. And if we look at a 60-minute chart in this guy, let me zoom out just a little bit, you can see that it's loitering up here around the top edge of that pennant, which is very bullish. It could really break out at any moment and head much, much higher. And really, if it does break out, you could be looking at a real significant breakout here, making possibly new highs, breaking through these May, June level, and that would be a real significant achievement for the Russell 2000, talking about outperforming the market. I mean, wow. Let's take a look at USO. You may remember, I think we called this breakdown in oil, and it was a good call because everybody was cheering oil and how oil was in the monster bull trend that was never going to end. And we were saying, no, 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 get ready, it's about ready to break, and 2 days later it broke. Last week we were saying, watch out, oil is going to rise this week, and it didn't do exactly what I thought it would do. I thought we would see 105 this week. We got pretty close to 104. I do think there's some more upside in oil, and let's take a look at a 60-minute chart real quick. You can see basically it hit some resistance here at 104 and backed off, but it's making higher highs over here. We have a high here, higher high over here, and it's making also higher lows minimally, but it is making higher highs, higher lows. And I like this. I use a very long stochastics 50 period, and that's acting very well too. I like how that's acting. So I think this should bounce and still move higher. A couple things I want to show you. If anybody uses Price Headley's channel, here's a 60-minute version of it, and here's the downtrend that USO was in, and you can see that it acted pretty well in this channel for support and resistance, support and resistance all the way through. And recently, again, support, resistance, and over here support, resistance, and support. It's pretty useful. So if you're using telechart or blocks, just email me and I'll tell you how to make the channel if you don't have it. And I want to show you my custom indicator that I use in um, my custom template, I guess you could say, that I use to get into stocks and to get out. So here's a 60-minute version. You can see we got the crossover here. Here's a 30 bar VWAP. Price is above that VWAP. It's held up pretty well. Basically, the level to watch over here has pretty much been about 150 cents. Is pretty much where the action has been. The support has been in that area. The VWAP though is held price and support, and these moving averages have held up pretty well right in that area. The way my template works here is this is just a simple 10 bar moving average and a 22 bar moving average. You get the crossover, and I like to see price above the 30 bar volume weighted average price. And then I have this yellow line, which is actually a custom indicator, and it moves above its moving average. So I want to see a crossover here, and I want to see a crossover here, which helps with the whipsaws, and it helps with the false breakouts. And then I also want to see a positive profile in the MACD histogram, which we have over here, and I want to see the RSI 14 above 0, above the middle center line, which we have over here. So all those things happen, and basically we have a long situation. And then at that point, typically what will happen is the first pullback will be to either the 10 bar or the 22 bar moving average, and somewhere in there I like to see a breakout, and then I like to buy on that first pullback to that support. So that's a pretty good setup, and then you don't have too much risk because you're buying at that support. So if it fails, your stop is just a little bit under that, so not too much risk there. But I like the way everything's shaping up on this setup here on a 60-minute. And again, if you have Telechart, give me a jingle on the email, and I'll set you up with this template. If you don't, swing on over to my website. I have some links there. I am an affiliate for Telechart, so I appreciate if you use my links at my website, or tell them that you heard about them from TradeGuild.net. And then give me a ring on my email, and I'll set you up with my indicators and my templates, and help you get going with those. And one of my other indicators that I like to use a lot is this 3C, and let's take a look at this real quick on USO, because this has been working real good. Basically what we have here is a very positive divergence, and what we see here is we see here price was making lower lows. As you can see, lower low, and over here a lower low, and the indicator stopped making lower lows right here, and then started making higher lows. And what this signified right in this area was accumulation. This is another one I talked about last week. And let's see, XLU. And here's a daily chart. And let me get some trend lines here. Let me actually pull up a 5-day chart so we see the big picture here. And XLU is a huge, going all the way back to the beginning of 2007, huge head and shoulders top. You can see there's the head and shoulders over here. And right now it's breaking down pretty bad. It's a little bit difficult to define because it's had some real aberrant spikes in price, but I think roughly this is a pretty good definition, around $37.